Alright, this last video is me actually using another iPad to show you how I would actually use my iPad in class. So forgive the jittery notion of this video. I'm trying to hold it as steady as I can. But usually what I'll do is I'll start with an EduCreations video as a lesson. So I'm going to pick one that I had prearranged to do a graph for a lab. It's this one right here called Light Intensity Graph. So I'll let you just kind of watch the first few seconds of that.
This is a tutorial on how to make your light intensity graph on page 15 of your light.
So this is an activity that we had done a little bit of data collection for prior to, and I actually show them how to do the calculation for intensity. So I go through the details of how to do the calculation, and I'm going to fast forward it here a little bit because when they get into the point where they're doing calculations, okay, so that's a little bit sloppy, but you get the idea. They have to do some area calculations here. So what I can do if I'm mirroring my iPad onto the projector screen is at this point I can pause the video and sweep over to my calculator so that I can actually show them how I'm getting the numbers. So 9 times 9 equals 81. Now these are very simple calculations. I would use this calculator app for simple calculations. I have other more fancy calculators if I needed to do more advanced functions. Then I can go back, put the numbers that I got from my calculator back into the video, and I can make a new video on the fly showing these numbers, or I can use a pre-made video. And the idea behind this lesson is that they take the data that they're creating, and the goal eventually is to make a graph. So I go through the instructions on how to make this graph, and if they graph it correctly, what they should see is an inverse square relationship. So what I do once they get their data plotted is I will pause the video, go over to my graphical analysis app, and I will show them a function called the inverse square function. Okay, and then when I zoom in on this, they can see that the trend on this function is very similar to the trend on their data. And then I can make the connection between pure mathematical functions and what we see in nature. So this kind of multi-app usage where I'm flipping back and forth between apps on my iPad, projecting everything that I do onto the whiteboard is kind of the way that I see the future of the iPad in the classroom.